Good day, ma'am. My name is Shella Rosie Tulip from BED 1L. And now I share to all of you about my learnings and introduction to history, issues, sources, and methodology. History derived from the Greek word of historia, means knowledge acquired through inquiry or investigation. A history also it is an inquiry into what happened in the past, when it happened and how it happened. It is an inquiry into inevitable changes in human affairs in the past and the ways these changes affect, influence or determine the patterns of life in the society. History is complex because we need to study and understand why we need to study the history, what is history, and other questions that can be answered by historiography. Historiography is the history of history. Historiography, the writing of history, especially the writing of history based on the critical examination of sources, the selection of particular details from the authentic materials in those sources, and the synthesis of those details into a narrative that stand the test of critical examination. Next is positivism. When we say positivism, it is the belief that historians should pursue the object truth of the past by allowing historical sources to speak for themselves without additional interpretation, and then the postcolonialism is the historical period or state of affairs representing the aftermath of Western colonialism. The term can also be used to describe the concurrent project to reclaim and rethink the history and agency of people subordinated under various forms of imperialism. The next is historian. In this topic, you will know that historians collect and evaluate information from many primary sources to answer questions about historical events, a process known as the historical method. They may analyze written records, physical artifacts, and other types of evidence during the course of their investigation. The next is historical methodology. The most commonly recognized historical methodologies include paleography, study of historical handwriting, diplomatics, the study of documents, records, and archives, chronology, establishing the dates of past events, the study of publication, epigraphy, study of ancient inscriptions. In this topic, we will know the Annals School. French pronunciation is a group of historians associated with a style of historiography developed by French historians in the 20th century to stress long-term social history. The best thing that I understand is the historical sources. Historical source is an original source that contains important historical information. These sources are some things that inform us about history at the most basic level and are used as clues in the order to study history. There are types of sources in the history. First is the primary sources produced at the same time as the event, period, or subject being studied. Eyewitness account of convention delegates and their memoirs are used as a primary sources. Example of the primary sources are photographs, audio recordings, video recordings, films, journals, letters, and diaries. And the second is the secondary sources that are produced by an author who use primary sources to produce materials, are historical sources which studied a certain historical subject. Secondary sources includes book, journal, articles, reviews, research, reports, and more. I learned also the external criticism refers to the authenticity of the document. Once a document has been determined to be genuine, external criticism, researchers need to determine if the content is accurate. Internal criticism, we conduct historical research for a number of reasons. To avoid the mistakes of the past, also, the internal criticism is used to detect and determine whether the document contains errors or lies. It is the fundamental and significant task in which the historical narratives are reconstructed. And lastly, the historiography of the Philippines refers to the studies of sources, critical methods, and interpretation used by scholars to study the story of the Philippines. The Philippine archipelago has been part of the many empires before the Spanish Empire has arrived in the 16th century. We need to appreciate the importance of history in the social and national life of the Philippines. And that's all, everyone. God bless and thank you for watching.